The Royal Derby. ONIC can seal the deal. 2-0, clean sweeping the defending Season 9 champions, or RRQ can force a third game in this series. Lemon on that Valentina. Albert using the Demon Slayer emblem on this Benedetta. Yes, he's probably going to go tank like in MSC.
We also see that Sans in the mid lane is using that killing spree. Arashi, any thoughts about this?
Sans using the killing spree. I mean, the Natan can do a very respectable amount of damage, so maybe that's not the worst of ideas as a duel ensues in the gold lane as RRQ tries and switch the odds in their favor.
Oh, they're gonna go in for the dive. CW taken down. RRQ draw first blood this time in game 2. Presented to you by the Samsung Galaxy A series.
Unfortunately, it was Vin getting the kill, so not someone that you'd like to feed that kill onto. Preferably Skylar instead, but we'll see what happens. Right now, ONIC Esports already dishing out the damage onto that gold shield turret as well. So additional gold for Sans in that mid lane.
Wow, ONIC Esports, this is not what RRQ is expecting, right? They want to try and get some control in the early game, but ONIC Esports, they're tracking back really, really well, and they're still, they're trying to actually equalize, but the gold lane in CW already gets taken out once. Maybe this is RRQ HOSHI being able to be more proactive and actually shutting down CW from the early game instead.
And Sans is doing a really good job at the Natan in the mid lane, actually able to clear faster than the Valentina. So this is another cheese strat of ONIC Esports, a team that's notorious for playing these cheese picks, but my goodness, yeah, Phoveus, I forgot to talk about this. Doesn't have a good time against Paquito in lane.
Later on in the late game as well, the only target he can really go for is boots on the Paquito, it seems. There's not a lot of heroes with mobility that he can use his demonic force on.
Kyrie's dash as well, just a little bit more there, but RRQ first onto the turtle this time around. 2 minutes in. Vin going to be able to zone the other members away. Lemon picking that heavy spin away from Kyrie, zoning him away for RRQ to pick up the turtle. First turtle of the game going to the hands of RRQ HOSHI, presented to you by the Samsung Galaxy A series.
Okay, that was brilliant, right? That was brilliant. We were thinking about other junglers that could, level the pressure that, of course, the Akai can have with the heavy spin, and what better way to counter that with your own heavy spin by that Valentina. So I think that's a brilliant move by RRQ HOSHI to gain a little bit more pressure, but like we did not see in game number 1, gives them a little bit of value as well.
There needs to be proactive movements by ONIC Esports to shut 1-1 down. Like I said, 1-3, CW wins it. Wait a minute, mid lane, Lemon still able to come in with the heavy spin, zoning and actually pinning Kyrie down, but another heavy spin by Kyrie to ensure his safety. Back again to the point. CW needs to win in this early phase. If 1-1 gets the corrosion and a DHS in time, it's going to be bad for ONIC Esports.
There'll be a lot of diving attempts from the side of ONIC Esports as well, and Skylar can use that opportunity to try and land amazing crossbow of tanks. Boots will get the gold buff right here, but he is still 1v2. He flickers out, and honestly, like you said, Mirko, I think the early game plan is a lot more balanced for RRQ HOSHI, but they go for the aggressive play again.
Yeah, Vin gonna get caught there. Circling Eagle towards Sans. No follow-up here. He goes in for the guiding wind. Kyrie still able to dash in. Lemon picks up the heavy spin. That's gonna be the final blow all the way to the back lines as Lemon dish out the damage to Kyrie. Taken low. Keyboy as well. They're all zoned out. No deaths just yet. Still, just a 1-0 in the early stage.
Great follow-up coming in from Albert there to prevent that from happening. That was quite on point and well-timed as well, but look at this, guys. It is 10 seconds left for the next turtle to spawn here, and it doesn't seem like ONIC Esports want to set up. Okay, we see that the Akai is already on that gold buff. And we'll see what happens here, because RRQ HOSHI, it seems like they have the upper hand when it comes down to the setup.
So this is the first game in a while where we see a Valentina without a fire miss, but CW again is a target of a dive, as the turtle fight is going to happen in the top side as well.
Oh my god, CW maneuvering perfectly there to bait Vin in and to dash away from that damage and the weakness point. Skylar, however, has a second ability, gashing all around, just one more weakness point, unable to find it. Meanwhile, RRQ pick up the turtle up top. Brilliant plays by both of the teams. It's a 1-kill lead from ONIC Esports as they got Finn, but it's a trade for the turtle.
Man, Skylar was able to survive there, Arashi.
That's kind of crazy. And honestly, right now we do see that the Phoveus as well as the Valentina already has a Clock of Destiny as... Ooh. That is it a steal?
Kyrie didn't have the retribution that time. Albert though jumping in very, very deep. Goes over the eye for an eye. Perfect time. Holy baptism there from Keyboy. Albert trying to dish out the damage. Instantly with the Aegis spin comes in. And 1-1 in the bottom side. Trying to take the turret down. CW with the Bite of Koopa. Pushing in the damage onto Vin. Turret taken low down below. But there's no kills once again. They're equally matched.
Only a 400 gold difference here. RRQ HOSHI leading by a bit, but ONIC Esports, it's still in their power to deny this from happening. How are they going to be able to do this, right? Because ONIC Esports, they won a lot of those team fights and a lot of those neutral objective setups, relying definitely on the heavy spin that can happen from a Kai. Now that it can be replicated, is there a way for them to bait Lemon into using the IMU onto another member?
I think Lemon is way too calm and collected for that kind of, bait to happen. But right now, Sans again is a target.
Oh, Sans! Oh my god! Clean movements. He predicted that. Lemon flickered and Sans just stayed calm. He put down his ultimate behind and he was able to dash away. This is something that we need to mention though. We spoke a lot about 1-1 getting to those power spikes, but they need to be careful of Sans hitting that power spike too. Sans in the late game with this Natan has way more pressure than Skylar on the 1-1.
But right now, he's still sitting at 0-0-0, so maybe a little bit more emphasis perhaps from the side of ONIC Esports to feed him just a little bit to get those items, but look at the damage onto Skylar.
And this
more
is
than half health.
And it's a 0-0-0 Natan. Let's see, turtle fight once again. Kyrie gonna get zoned by the heavy spin. Both of the pandas there, but look at Kyrie! Oh my god! He still gets it! It doesn't matter if you zone him away.
Retribution King for a particular reason, and we can see that being reflected here in the game between Albert of all junglers, one of the junglers that we deem into such high effect. But look at this, ONIC Esports, they already have the control on the objectives. The next objective is going to be that Lord. And yet they're still able to munch down on these towers. The top tower is already taken, and now they might want to be taking tower number 2 in that bottom side.
How do you stop this man? Arashi, the heavy spin was used, but CW here, he goes to provide him Koopa. Oh my god, Arashi, tell me how he did that.
I mean, logically it shouldn't be possible, but this man just does the impossible. This is the reason why there's so much noise around him right now. He is just doing it so well, and right now he is going to be the target for the RRQ HOSHI. And it seems like RRQ, they're losing their grasp on this game, man. ONIC is starting to get slow and steady, small victories that will allow them to scale, will allow them to stay relevant in the late game. The gold advantage is already on their side.
Oh, the double marksman strategy by ONIC Esports just melting Lemon down. And even R7, look at Sans. He has the entropy. He has the entropy. Bottom side turret taken down. Sans putting the entropy down. Not in range. He had the flicker, but he didn't go for it. RRQ just pick up a turret, and they're equal once again. It's still 1-1, by the way.
Wow, all those plays be happening on the map, and it's a 1-1, but not for long.
Yeah, Kyrie goes over the heavy spin. That's going to be all of the weakness points popped and used. Holy Baptism to disable that damage. Skylar, though, with the crossbow tank, finding Kyrie. And look, Kyrie's still surviving. No way! He is 1 HP, and Albert finally picks the kill up. ONIC, they tried to rescue Kyrie, but in the end, it's him picked up. That's the mid-game power that Skylar possesses on the 1-1. Sure, Sans can scale in the late game, but early to mid, it's always the gold laner who gets enough gold, and man! As I was saying, Albert just jumps in, picks the kill up, and now will be able to pick up the purple buff, chaining it on to the Lord.
I love the games between RRQ HOSHI as well as ONIC Esports because things are so calm until it's not. Everything just escalates so quickly as soon as both teams hit their power spikes. And you can see now RRQ HOSHI has the better setup around this Lord, and it is going to be an uncontested Lord here for RRQ HOSHI in minute number 9.
ONIC Esports is so difficult right now. Kyrie was on a very simple drop early on. The heavy spin whenever RRQ goes for a dive. Right now, though, he needs to also be the initiator, right? He is one of the main tanks that can make plays and has a crowd control on ONIC Esports. So he just is stuck between 2 different roles, and it shows that he can't play as optimized as he did in the previous game. So ONIC Esports, that roam pick, right? Picking Rafaela, I'm not sure if it has been paying off. I think the idea was for them to roam around with faster speed and get towers with the Papa and Kufa and Fakito. but it really isn't working.
Oh god.
Bottom Koopa with the Holy Baptism onto Albert. Still has the eye for an eye. ONIC does not commit. Meanwhile, bottom side, Lord coming down. They're looking for a siege. Once again, Albert pushing on to the enemy jungle. Top side turret taken down. Bottom side targeted. Entropy by Sans. Trying to clear out this Lord before RRQ comes down. Before anyone tries to follow up with the Lord, and they will be able to take that Lord down with the help of CW and Sans. Meanwhile, mid lane going to be targeted once again by Skylar and by RRQ HOSHI. It's a 5-man fight here. Albert still able to dash away right now. Lemon doing the Terrify onto the back lines. ONIC still are able to defend. That's going to be Finn caught in the bite of Koopa. Kyrie comes in with a heavy spin to disengage. A 1-4-0 for ONIC Esports.
You can see both of them popping that heavy spin on time, but look at this. Albert may be caught.
Oh, Skylar looking for the weakness points. One more is all he needs right there. He's still able to dash away. Boots comes in. Oh my god, Skylar is dashing everywhere. Oh my goodness, Skylar. What was that?
Finn traded for Boots right now. It's a 1v1 situation. That flame shot nearly takes his life, but he is still able to escape. But with that in mind, with that being said, RRQ HOSHI still pushing that pressure, able to get another objective on the board in that tower in that mid side.
That was a respectable attempt from Boots, man, but now Sans is on top side alone, and he will be backed up by Kyrie. It does seem like they will just back away and reset, try and get control of the game right again. But I think it was very costly for Boots to go in like that and not get the kill onto Skylar. That is top tier 1-1 mechanics, Mirko.
I am blown away. He didn't even go for a win of nature. That's how confident he is. Up against this, you don't go for a win of nature?
That is crazy. I mean, at any point, if he gets hit with the bottom Koopa and the burst from a Bakito, he might just get taken out. So we'll see if that comes to bite him in the back after this. But for Lemon, right, the Clock of Destiny, Lightning Truncheon, he's going to do a lot of damage. And already the itemization from the side of RRQ HOSHI is the Radiant Armor to make sure that Sans in that late game will not be an uncontrollable source of damage.
There is a possibility that Keyboard can utilize the additional movement speed to set up for anything perhaps, because they do have the Holy Baptism that could particularly target onto Skylar in the backline. I think that's something that they can work with. But now RRQ HOSHI, once again, they are zoning the members of ONIC Esports away from this Lord. They want to take it, or even perhaps bait someone out for the pickoff.
ONIC Esports, they want to send Kyrie in to try and get info because he is the tankiest member, he is the most secure member, but if they do that, they risk him getting picked off yet again. This is why it's so difficult when your jungler, your Retribution, is also your main tank. It's a bit too difficult, and Boots isn't nearly tanky enough to be the main front line. Now with the Lord pushing for RRQ HOSHI, they exert pressure on the rest of the map.
Lemon once again going to that backline. Sans has the entropy, will be able to use it to clear out the waves. RRQ still looking for the siege at the top side. ONIC were able to buy a little bit more time, but it is still going to be the tier 2 up top taken down. Kyrie in the bush, opening up the map. Bottom Koopa onto Lemon. No follow-up here as RRQ look for the siege again into that mid lane turret. Kyrie will try his best to clear it out with CW. Lemon jumping in once again. CW bringing Koopa back to himself. As now it is another fight down below. Sans gonna get caught. Demonic Force all the way. Sans using entropy all the way back, and Lemon finds Keyboy. Gonna be able to bring him back all the way for RRQ to take. Lord in the midst of it all now in the bottom side. That's Demonic Force onto Kyrie. Still trying to defend. Sans has the entropy. Will pop it in the end right now. That's gonna be a lot of damage placed onto him, but look at the final blow on the back lines. Kyrie trying to pin him down, but he will fall to the hands of the alien. Lemon taking the kill. It's a 2-0 as RRQ look for more here.
Despite losing 2 members, ONIC Esports is still able to clear that mid as well as that top side turret. So what initially was so much pressure from all 3 lanes was completely negated. But look at this, another wave. Will it be another victory for RRQ HOSHI?
Oh, we'll see. Sans has the entropy once again, dealing a lot of damage. Demonic Force proc is there. He does so much though. Look at this. He is able to jump away. R7 getting back to safety with a guiding win. RRQ stay disciplined. They back off after a 2 base turret siege.
Wow. Using the guiding wind to just outplay and mind game ONIC Esports, it's so difficult, man. If RRQ HOSHI dives in towards them, they have to actually wait for a second to try and judge if this is going to be a bait and are they going to get back away with the guiding wind. RRQ HOSHI now at a 7k gold lead is not nearly as dominant as ONIC Esports, but with the composition, with the game plan they have ready for them for the next fight, for the next Lord, I think they just have a completely good grasp on the game right now.
Exactly, man. Guiding Wind has been so valuable. The amount of times that RRQ Hoshi was able to bait all the resources from ONIC Esports just by Phoveus going on with the demonic force and using the guiding wind to get out of there, disengaging from it's been quite priceless right now. But RRQ Hoshi, with what they've come so far, is still leading with 7,000 gold. But it does seem like Boots wants to kind of level it out here. He is going to be able to split the map and take a few turrets in that bottom side, but he has to be aware of R7.
With rotations from RRQ Hoshi, they're playing it slightly passive right now. They're still setting up on the Lord side, which is why Boots has a bit of space to try and get some damage on that turret, but not for long. Here comes R7 to try and push him away, and just like that, the Lord has spawned here, and RRQ Hoshi already has complete control, and ONIC Esports, they need a solution on how to try and get info because they're completely blind right now.
Look at what Lemon took. He took the Holy Baptism. Maybe he's trying to cancel out Kyrie's heavy spin, but look at Keyboy, he's going to get engaged on Holy Baptism by himself as Sans pops down to Entropy, dealing so much onto Vin, taking half of the tank's HP. Skylar trying to get that weakness point onto Keyboy. Cheeky little first ability, but no follow-up just as of right now. Lemon! Oh my god, he jumps in with the Holy Baptism, almost catching CW. That was what it was for, and R7 zones them back for RRQ, the rest of them to take the Lord for free. Brilliant by Lemon. My goodness.
My god, that was something. That was something else. That was completely unexpected, and it paid off really well. But the problem was, RRQ Hoshi, they were able to secure a Lord as well, but ONIC Esports found a little trade-off in that tower in the bottom side. So ONIC Esports know they're pinned against a corner right now, and they're doing the best that they can to find any compensation on the board.
That is what happens when, you know, RRQ Hoshi has all the control in the world. ONIC Esports, they don't have anything to threaten RRQ Hoshi with, and so Lemon, he can just make flashy plays like that and essentially take almost no punishment. Right now with the Lord coming in, RRQ go for the final play.
Let's see, once again, enhanced Lord here in the mid lane. ONIC with the Entropy, with everything. They have the high ground, they're gonna go for it. Final blow to the back lines. Kyrie taking low, but he's still gonna crossbow tag, taking Kyrie down, taking Keyboy down. Everyone melting on the hands, on the feet of RRQ. Sans trying to defend once again, the minions are still there. Sans figuring out where nature is gonna be popped there. That's gonna be the base target, and that's gonna be the equalizer for RRQ. They come back, and it's an equalizer. It's game 3 in the Royal Derby.
I mean, wow. I had a feeling that this was going to happen. RRQ Hoshi, they're so quick, being able to just read or even just reevaluate the mistakes that they made in game number 1, and that was so close for a moment. Woo! But RRQ Hoshi with the outplays, with the micro skills, the macro skills, the Lemon outplay as well was a huge turnaround for them.
Absolutely.